Okay, folks, we're on chapter 7. How many of you now have finished Cengage chapter 6? 100% finished. So it's 100 on it, 99 or something like that. Well, hopefully Cengage has helped you learn chapter 6. There's a lot in it. And chapter 7, there's a lot in it. So we'll spend this week on chapter 7. Sometime next week will be your third test.
So we're gonna do it Tuesday or?
Probably Thursday, probably. And that would be your third test and last test. And then, of course, you'll have a break coming up, Thanksgiving, before you know it, the semester's over. But the last test, exam is just another test. It's test 4.
Take home.
Lord knows.
It's worth a shot.
But on this next test, though, whether it's next Thursday or whatever, you can use a page of notes, okay? One page, just the front. And anyway, one page of notes.
Any standard 8x11?
That'd be fine. You can have a whole page. Now you can write as small as you want to. You can put your fonts as small as you want to on your computer. You can get a whole lot on one page. You use small fonts, can't you? All right. And the sad thing about it, you have this option and you know it now. And you that are here today are pretty much in. I think I have 1 or 2 steady online students. But anyhow, we went down a lot, but we'll pick up a lot next semester. I have 10 at night, and I won't be able to teach that night class because I have to pick up another class. So they'll be coming to the day class. Most of them can attend in person. And a couple of them have to do it online, I suppose. So we'll still have a pretty good science class next semester. Okay. All right, but a page of notes that'll help you out a lot on chapter 6 and chapter 7. All right, now chapter 7, we've been doing some LIFO, FIFO, and weighted average. Now I gave all of you a couple of 3 extra sheets, those inventory sheets where you purchase and you sell and you're in an inventory for a date and time. But before we look at perpetual, we're going to look real quick at periodic and see how much you remember from last week, that is. All right. I'm just going to give you some items. We'll get an inventory, 100 units, and you bought those for $1. I'll make these amounts. And you had a purchase. Doesn't matter about the date on perpetual. It doesn't matter when you sell it. Doesn't matter when you buy it. Okay. You have, let's say we bought another 100 at $2 and 200 at $3. And make this real easy, 600. I don't want that much in any inventory. We'll just go with 100 at $4. Okay, I'm gonna say you have 110 units left. You go out and count, and you've got 110. Now, the point is, on any of these methods, what 110 do you have left? Are they at $1 and $2, or they were at $4 and $3? So do the 3 methods: FIFO, LIFO, and average. Take a minute and do that. That's 9 answers. And you should do that in 5 minutes or less. pass it around. That breakfast? Oh, I know the breakfast.
Coffee Doritos.
Put butter on.
Yeah, when I'm on a budget. On one team, trying to buy a boat.
It's got butter.
One of my professors.
Oh, okay.
Trying to buy boats. We gotta buy the Pepsi.
Oh, okay. I had one, I only got to use it a couple of times summer, I just got rid of it. Expensive, winter line. Insurance. I bought a motor home, so I'm trying to use this.
I understand. That way you can go in the north. Like in winter, you go down south. When it's in summer, you go up north.
You know, down south, I'm just going to spend one for next January. You're ahead of time, there's no snow.
I gotta save up my money to go buy a strength book, and that's $300. The strength of the theory. Oh, yeah, the one that I have to have the computer, fundamentals of the computer, I think it's $250.
All right, you should have those, by now, you at home, you should have them by now also. All right, so if I can remember these, and I'll bring up a new page here. Now, this is the easy method, folks, no matter what way you see it. Not changing pages for me like it should. Almost like it's stuck. Okay, now under FIFO, we'll try to make it here. What? Okay, Alexander up front. What 110 do I have left?
You would have 100, the ones that cost $1. And what, you have 110 left? Are you talking about the ones you sold or?
Okay, now I'm wanting the value of ending inventory, but you mentioned a good point there. On a test, be careful. Do I want cost of goods sold or do I want ending inventory? If I wanted cost of goods sold, I would take the approach you're thinking about, this 100 at 1, 100 at 2, and 190 at 3. That'd be my cost of goods sold. But if I want the ending inventory, what I have left, I have 100 left at what?
$4.
$4 and 10 left at what?
$3.
All right. So that would be what? $430? Okay. So FIFO, folks, $430 will be your answer. All right. Now, LIFO, take that different approach. Alexander, what do I have there?
For LIFO,
Yeah.
you have 100 for $1, wait, like, yeah, 100 for $1, 10 at the $2, leaving you with a total of 120.
That would be $120 LIFO. That's a big spread. All right, and then average, we'd have to add them all up, and there's 500, and that's $100, $200, $600, and $400. If I multiply it, is that $1,300? $1,300 divided by $500 is the average price of how much? $2.50. All right, multiply that 2.5 times 110, and you'd have the value of ending inventory. Okay. Now, the ones I gave you in the book on periodic for homework today was that number 12, exercise 12. Did anybody do exercise 12? I gave you some extra poems there. That's periodic, 3 methods. All right. Let's look at exercise 12 anyway. All right, now look at 12. What does the heading say? Periodic inventory by what? 3 methods. Periodic inventory. That's what we just did on Notepad. Okay, but number 13 says periodic inventory by 3 methods, cost of goods sold. It's asking for the other number, okay? So now just looking at number 12 on page 381, there are 1,200 units left. Okay, Alexander up front here. What 1,200 do I have left under FIFO? It's just like this little example here on Notepad.
Under FIFO,
Under FIFO, what 1,200 do I have left?
it would be the last one, so the 1,200, for the 1,125 at $140, and then what's ever left at $136.
That's right. Now that is your inventory. So let me bring these solutions back up.
Ending inventory is about at 160.
We don't have to worry about multiplying it out. On test, you'll have to multiply it out. These would make good multiple choice questions. Exercise 7.12, did it ask for, it says all 3 methods, doesn't it? And here they're just getting average cost. But, okay, here's what Alexander gave me. 1125 at 140 and 75 at 136, is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, now, all right, Dylan, what units would we have left under FIFO? I mean, under LIFO?
You would have the 1,000 at 120 and then 200 out of 128.
Exactly. All right, and that's what we should have right here. 1,000 at 120 plus 200 at 128. All right. Now your average is $131.50 times 1,200 units, which is 157. Now you can see all right, you can see that the average is between the other two. Not exactly between, it's not a midpoint thing, but it is in between. This one was 157.5, And this one was 145.6. And now the average, that's 157.8.
The answer to, LIFO was,
Yeah, I'm off somewhere here.
was 167,000. It's at the front of the equation.
All right, okay, 167, then 157.
They're just showing you how they got that number.
Yeah, and then 157.8 is in between. But yeah, it had to be between. I don't know where I was getting over here. But periodic is easy. Okay, if we went down to number 13, which I didn't ask you to do, but I want to show you number 13. It's asking you for a cost of merchandise sold. Now, somebody tell me on FIFO, this is FIFO, right? 167.7. That is ending inventory. Take 5 seconds and find me cost of goods sold. Can somebody find me cost of goods sold?
All methods or just one?
Just FIFO. Find me cost of goods sold. I just want to see if you know what you're doing. Do I got an answer?
668,000, or $160.
How much now?
Like the merchandise we sold under FIFO was $668,000. Are we still doing 12?
They're still doing 12.
Okay, so we're doing 13.
I'm still doing 12. All right.
303,450.
How'd you do that?
Multiply the first one then.
This one? Now you could multiply, yeah. You could have went down through there under FIFO and started up and took 1,125 units and then 1,500 units, then all the other units with 200. That's the long way around.
We're just adding together.
You got it right here in front of you, so please try to remember this. Here is the merchandise you have available for sale. All right? Right? And under FIFO, what is the value of ending inventory? Subtract ending inventory then from units of available. What does that give you?
489,800.
All right, that's your cost of merchandise sold then. Okay? Keep those numbers in mind. We had beginning inventory probably of 120,000. And we purchased all these other three. We have merchandise available for sale. Subtract ending inventory, you got cost of merchandise sold. That's the periodic method. Now, on number 13, they're asking for something different, probably. They're asking for cost of merchandise sold. And it looks like some of these 13 and 14 have overlapped. But you could work number 14 just like we did there to get your cost of merchandise sold. Okay? We'll practice that also later. Now, if I went back to this notepad, all right, if you kept your figures, then what is my cost of merchandise sold under FIFO?
13.
Cost of merchandise sold, FIFO. Cost of merchandise sold, FIFO. And remember, we have beginning inventory $100, we bought $200, $600, $400, and we've got $1,300 available. Well, under FIFO, what was your ending inventory dollar amount?
$430.
400 what?
$30.
And subtract 430 from 13.
86.
All right. Then that would be your cost of merchandise sold. How about FIFO? What's my cost of merchandise sold under LIFO?
1180.
How much?
1180.
Because your ending inventory was what, 120? Okay. All right, get a handle on FIFO. Now let's practice perpetual. That means we go back in your textbook to page 379. Now, did we put 7.3? Did we put exercise 7.3 on a sheet of that paper in our last meeting?
We did 7.4.
What?
We did 7.4.
We did 7.4. All right, let's back up and look at 7.4 once again.
Yeah, that.
All right, you put that on a sheet, right? Okay, so perpetual is still 5.4 and LIFO and average, but you're gonna do it after every purchase, because it's more like a moving average. A moving average would have been the best term for it. Because after every purchase, you recalculate. You start off with 120 units, you sold 4 of 30. No, you sold 90, that left you 30. Okay, and then you bought 140 and you had to recalculate. You've got, wait a minute. No, this is not average, I'm sorry. This is just FIFO. I was down on the third part first. All right, but you got 30 left and you bought 140. Now we're going to sell 110. Under 5.0, we got to sell these first 30.
This is LIFO.
Wait, which one is that?
This one's LIFO. You're selling your last product first.
Yeah, LIFO, okay. All right, it would be the same down to here. Okay, and if we sold 110, we sell 110 out of the 140, don't we? That's how we got 30 left and 30 left. All right, so a perpetual, you do need this sheet. And if I give you a perpetual on the test, I'll provide the sheet. Okay? All right. Now, number 3, did I ask you to do that? That was, I don't even know where number 3 went to. It's probably overlapped here somehow or another.
This is to do like 9, 10, and 11.
Oh, I didn't give you another. All right, did I give you number 8? All right, we're gonna do number 8 now. Do you have a blank sheet? You should have a blank sheet with you.
I don't have any.
You don't have a blank sheet?
Well, we used all 3 you gave us for homework last time.
Oh, did you use all 3?
Yes, sir.
On this FIFO LIFO?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll bring the blank sheet in Thursday then, we'll practice an average, okay? All right, but today we've got to move over to the other inventory items. Now, there's one inventory, which is lower of cost to market. Now, if you make a mistake on inventory, it usually works itself out the next accounting period. But you should not make a mistake. Okay, lower of cost to market, we glanced at that. look at page 360. Now, we looked at that exhibit 9 at the bottom of the page. And anybody can do lower cost of market. It is that easy. Now, I didn't see one. Yeah, I do too. I'll take you to it in a minute. All right, go over to PE 7-5A, go over to page 377. 377, lower cost of market. Let's get that out of the way right now. On the basis of the following data, the value of the inventory to lower cost of market. Apply a lower cost of market to each inventory item. All right, you've got a Raven 10 there, and the cost is 115, and market's 112. Which one would you put down?
It's 110.
You don't have 110, Ryan. You're seeing things.
Oh, yeah, 112.
112. All right. And then you go down to Dove, 6,500 units. Would you put down the cost 17 or the market 23? Okay. Everybody's got that, don't you? If you miss that on a test, I'm going to throw a book at you. Okay. All right. So that makes 7 methods. Pacific is no problem. That would have made 8 methods. So now we've got to look at some other more complicated methods. Inventory on the balance sheet is just a current asset. And that's where you'll find it. Okay, but right now we're going to page 368, which is the appendix. All right, you've got 2 formats here, retail and gross profit. 2 pages. All right, some retail stores, the clothing business and so forth, they may use these methods, just going by their average markups and so forth. All right, your merchandise at cost and retail, your purchases at cost and retail, gives you merchandise available at cost and retail. You divide cost by retail to get your cost percentage. And then your sales leaves you in an inventory at retail of 30,000. But if you multiply that by the 62%, you get the retail at cost. All right, got to practice one, okay? So let's practice one at retail, if I can find it quick enough. Hopefully it's in the exercises. All right, so let's look at page 384. No, page 383, sorry, 383. All right, we're going to the appendix, and we're going to do exercise 25. Set exercise 25 up exactly like you are looking at page 368. So take about 4 minutes or less and try to do exercise 24 or 25.
62%.
To get 62%? Okay,
Added your merchandise inventory and added what else?
you add your inventories together. Let's see. Let me show you here then. You add your cost, inventory plus purchases. It's your merchandise available for sale. Same for retail. Now you got cost of 2,500,000. You got retail at 4 million. So you divide the retail into the 2,500,000, you get 62%. Now if sales are at retail, of course, was 3,500,000, you subtract. You got 525,000 left at retail. Whether that's on your computer or you go out in the store and count it. So you multiply that by the 62% and you get 325.5. All right. How many of you had gotten down to the 325.5? How many of you got that for? Okay, only about 4 of you, not enough. All right. Let's look at the gross profit measure. We're going to go back and do another one of these in a minute. But look at page 369 in your textbook. Now here, we know the store knows what their markup is on most of their merchandise. All right. Your beginning inventory was 57 at cost. Your purchase 180 at cost, 186, 180 some. You have total 237. Now you're going to sell 250. Well, now you've got inventory at cost of how much? And you sell $250 worth. You know you can't subtract that. You'd have a minus inventory, and that's not possible. So you've got to take what you sold and multiply it by the gross profit percent. And that then gives you cost of goods sold at 175. That leaves you ending inventory at 62.
How'd they get that 30%?
Do what?
How'd they get that 30%?
That had to be given to you. But if we go back to this one, I hate that I can't write on these things, but if I go back to this one, if my cost to retail is 62, then my markup is going to be the difference, 38. You can actually get it that way. Here we're saying that sales would have to be 100%, and then your cost here is 62, and your markup is 38. Now, let's go ahead and do this little exercise first in the textbook, which is number 26. Go ahead and do number 26. We'll try to make sense out of all of it. Twenty-six is the gross profit method. Page 383.
That other one,
That's right. What? What's the point? Is that the point?
yeah, because that's actually supposed to be on. But when you're printing out more on the bottom side of the section, where, you know, the whole flash is in.
About the economy. Then strain noodles and stuff.
Oh, that's what they're thinking. Wondering what they're thinking.
It's also a strainer. No, I guess not.
Yeah, I think it's maybe
Well,
because they were like, the teacher was like, oh, it is, I just don't want to get out of it. That's like cheering over.
I think it just makes me. Is it big fat?
Okay, folks, what is your final answer? Should have it. 400 what?
114,000.
Well, I'm not gonna be able to see it here. Yeah, here it is. Okay, beginning inventory plus purchases gives you merchandise available for sale. All right, you can take away ended inventory, get cost of goods sold, or you can take away cost of goods sold and get ended inventory. All right, but here we're gonna take away the gross profit from our sales to get our cost of goods sold. And if we take away cost of goods sold, we'll get ended inventory of 414. So two more methods, retail, gross profit. Okay, on page 387. Okay, now for Thursday, read this chapter again if you haven't read it well. And for Thursday, not read, but bring your homework up to date. How many's been working on Cengage for this chapter? Where are you at, Alexander, on Cengage? Chapter 7? Made 100? Anybody else got it finished? Just Alexander? Where you at, Ryan? 99.7, you're finished. All
I
right,
gotta get those last two pieces.
all right, get the last fraction, 2 points or whatever. All right, there's one other thing here I want to go over before I get you on this page. On page 387, I want you to have this problem for Thursday, 7A. 7A, problem 7A. All right, problem 7A, of course, is the retail and gross profit method. Okay, I also want you to have problem 3A on page 385. Problem 3A. You need some more of that paper, but all right, and then practice if you get a chance to problem 4A. Now, if you get a chance to do these, the only one I'm saying is a must. A must is the one on gross profit and retail.
7A.
Yeah, that's a must. But I'm recommending 3A and 4A. Okay. Now, there's something else in here that I'm about to overlook. I got to cover it. We can call it a day if I can find it. All right, I want us to look at exercise 20. Exercise 20. Exercise 20, inventory turnover. There was one other concept in this chapter. Now go back in your book and find that formula for inventory turnover. If I can bring my notepad up. Right. Okay, the formula for inventory turnover, if my chair don't run away with me, is, what was it, Ryan? Cost of what?
Cost of inventory sold or
Cost of merchandise sold or cost of goods sold over what?
average.
And how you get average inventory?
We find out what we had at the beginning and what we had at the end and divide by 2.
All right, so take a minute and do this exercise.
What exercise?
Well, the exercise I want you to do is 20, page 382, number 20. You actually have to calculate 2 there.
I would actually expect it to be lower.
Okay, what's the average inventory for Apple?
62.82.
How much?
62.82.
82?
22.
Right, you're not giving me the average inventory.
Oh, the average inventory?
2349 plus 2111 divided by 2.
22.
That's average inventory. And cost of merchandise sold is 140,089. Now, Ryan, that answer then is what?
62.82.
62 what? Their inventories turn over that many times. All right, divide that into 360 or 365.
$5.81.
5 point what?
81.
So Apple's turned their inventory over about every 6 days. Not bad, is it? You know what all Apple sells? This may just be one product. What iPhone do they have now? The iPhone 10? What? The 10? They have to turn those iPhones over fast because they come out with another one in a couple of years or less. All right, what was your turnover then for Mantel?
5.03.
5.03. Now, if you divide that into 365, you just round it probably to 5, what would you get? So it takes them 73 days. does Mintel compete at all with Apple?
No.
No competition. Mintel, is that the toy?
It's Barbies,
That Barbies and what else?
Hot Wheels, and Disney classics.
Barbies and Hot Wheels. So every 73 days they turn that over, which is only 5 times a year. Probably Christmas is a big day for them, okay? But Apple has Christmas all year long, okay? Okay, let's call it a day. We're getting out early today. We're ahead.
I just never got practice with the field. Practicing the kids. I have no idea. I was just practicing. I don't think it's
Hey, Clayton.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you? Hey, Clayton, what time is that international get together tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm not international student.
Huh?
I'm not international student.
You're not?
I wanna ask you something. I don't know. It's some problem, you know. I'm not supposed to be in school.